Hello and welcome to Emerson-Smith Play Training Limited, a candidate's guide to Moodle. This short film will help you to navigate through our Moodle, which is your online support for your course. Moodle stands for Modular Object-Oriented Dynamic Learning Environment. Essentially, all this means this is a place where you'll be able to access your course material, you'll be able to interact with your fellow classmates, and be able to communicate with your assessor. There are two ways of accessing our Moodle. Firstly, through the email that you will have received from Alison, which will have given you your password and your username. Alternatively, you can go to our website, which is www.emerson-smith.co.uk, and click on Moodle in the menu bar. You are now at the front page of our Moodle, and you'll see all of the different courses that we have available. The first thing that you have to do is log in, and this is done simply by clicking on Login in the top right hand corner, entering your username which you received in the email and your password, and click Login. This will now show all of the different courses that you are enrolled on. The first thing that we ask you to do when you log into Moodle is to change your password. And this is done by clicking on Administration, clicking on My Profile Settings, and selecting Change Password. All you have to do is write in your current password and create a new one. You have to make sure that you use at least one capitalized letter, at least one digit, and at least one non-alphanumeric character. So that's something like a pound sign or a dollar sign or a percentage. Repeat it and save the changes. Click Continue. The next thing that we'd like you to do is to edit your personal profile, and this is done by clicking on Administration, clicking on My Profile Settings, and selecting Edit Profile. Some of this information was completed when you did your registration, but there's some really useful bits of information that only you will have the answers to. For example, we encourage you all to write a little description about yourself so that you can get to know your classmates a little better. And it's really good if you can add a user picture. It's really simple to do, and please use a photograph of yourself rather than the family dog. It just helps people to get to know one another a little bit quicker. Click on Use a Picture. We'll just use the scroll bar here to position it so we can see what we're doing. Find a file with a photo in it, and just pull it from the folder into the place where you can put your user picture, and it will upload for you. Write in a description, once your picture is fully loaded, just click Update Profile, and there you are. The majority of candidates will be enrolled in the Common Room and in the Study Skills Moodle, as well as the course that they're on. Within the Common Room, which you access just by clicking on the word Common Room, you'll see a variety of helpful resources to help you in your studies. For example, if you'd like to access funding, there are funding forms listed. There's information on legislation, how to submit assignments, and other useful resources. Within the Study Skills Moodle, you'll find a variety of resources to help you in your studies and help you to get the most out of your course. In your own time, have a look through some of the things that are here, and I'm sure that you'll find many of them extremely useful. Let's explore one of the courses on Moodle. They all have a very similar layout. You just click on the title of the course you want to explore, and you will see that it's divided into a number of sections. At the top, you'll always have a news forum, and this is where your assessor or the person that is leading your course will post information where necessary. You will also get an opportunity to reply back to anything that an assessor has posted. The sections often correspond to different classes or subjects. In this case, you'll see that some are highlighted and some are actually made not available. This doesn't mean that anything is broken. What it means is that the assessor is keeping something back until later on in the course. When it becomes appropriate for you to be able to see this information, he or she will make it illuminated and then you'll be able to access it. To access any resources in the course, all you do is click on it and it will open up. You can then choose to either save it to your own hard drive, which is useful if you would like to access something when you're offline, or just leave it in Moodle because you know it will be there when you go back. The one thing that's important to remember about Moodle is that it is very interactive and it will change over time. When you first look at Moodle, it will look very different to how it will look at the end of your course, as resources and different pieces of class information are added along the way. If you go and click on Navigation, you will see Participants. If you click on Participants, this will show you everybody who is on your course. This is when it's a great idea to have your user profile having a picture, so then you can recognise who everybody is. If you want to contact somebody, just click on their name and you can select Send a Message, write them a message, and hit Send. There you are. You can contact all of your classmates in this way. It's a great way to share information. Perhaps somebody said something fantastic during the last class and you wish you'd taken more note of it. Or get in contact with the person that said it and I'm sure they'll share it with you. At Emerson-Smith Play Training Limited, one of our teaching resources that we like to use is called MOODLE Articulate, and you can recognise this type of resource by a yellow box with a little ribbon hanging down. To open it, just click on the title and press Enter. Now these files are incredibly large and they will take a while to load. Please don't worry if you feel that you're sitting there for quite a while. It can take up to 10 minutes to open. This is because this isn't just a PowerPoint, it's got interactive learning embedded in it, quizzes, additional book resources. It depends a lot on the speed of your PC and it depends a lot on the speed of your connection. When it's beginning to load, you'll see this spinning pattern here and it will open. A good way to show that you're getting the best out of it, so you're seeing it as big as it can be, is to click on this little arrow here and it will clear it to the left and use your scroll bar to position it in the centre of your screen. Sometimes people find that it's perhaps squint over to one side. To rectify this, just click, and in Chrome just click on the right hand button and you can zoom in or out of the picture to make it fill the screen. It works like a slideshow. You just click Next to progress. Most of the articulates that we produce have a similar format. You can navigate by clicking on the different buttons. There is a bookshelf, which we'll come to in a minute, and often they'll have a quiz, which is our way of marking your learning and assessing whether you understand. Quiz results are stored in the Moodle and are sent directly to the assessor, but we'll also ask you to print out copies of your results. And it's a good idea to have these anyway for your own personal work files, but I'll get to that shortly. You click on Introduction to begin the training. So now we're at the introduction to this particular articulate, and it's actually asking us to do something. It's saying go to the bookshelf and click on the book discussion sheet 1. And to do this, we look at the bookshelf, which is highlighted on the left menu, click on it, and it will open the bookshelf. This has all of the different resources that are going to be featured in this particular articulate. Just as a note, if you have any trouble downloading any of these, there is a duplicate. If you click on Resources on the top right, and you'll see everything there. So we've been asked to download discussion sheet number 1. All you have to do is click on it and it will begin to download. Depending on how your computer is set up, it will either automatically open, but if you're like me and have it downloading directly to the download file on your computer and not opening automatically, you'll have to retrieve it by going into the download folder and opening the discussion sheet from there. And then you can read through and carry out the task that you've been asked to do. So now we're back at the Articulate again and just looking through some of the different sorts of slides that you might come across. Some look very much like something you'd see in a PowerPoint, others are a little bit more interactive. This one uses stickers, so if you click on the sticker you'll get some more information about the different points that are being discussed. Other different videos incorporated into them. Again, we have discussion sheets throughout in this case, and you can move on to the next part of the Articulate just by clicking on the navigation buttons. With this one, you just click on the different types of play space and you'll reveal the information that you want. You'll see that it's a mix of video, pictures and text. Navigating using the buttons at the bottom. Because you're accessing it through Moodle, Moodle will actually be keeping a record of what you have looked at and how far you have progressed with the actual Articulate. With this slide, you just click on the different tabs to reveal the different pieces of learning. And videos. It's a little bit more fun than your average PowerPoint. We've already looked at the bookshelf, so the next thing we've got to look at is the quiz. And this, as we said before, is how we assess your learning. Now we're into the quiz. It comes initially with a list of instructions just to get you started. You have to complete it in one session, and at the end of the quiz you'll get a results slide. Please print out a copy of the results to give to your instructor. I know that the system should keep a record of the marks that you've got, but we are dealing with technology after all, and we wouldn't want any results to go missing. There is a print results button on the side, just press that and you'll be able to print off a copy. It's also a good idea to print a copy of your results for your personal file at work. And you can create your own certificate by pressing Print Screen key on the keyboard and paste the image into something like Microsoft Paint. Then to start the quiz, just click on Quiz. In this scenario, you just ask a true or false question. It will tell you whether you've got it right or wrong. So just move through the quiz, and at the end we'll get to a results slide. This slide is one where you drag the answer to match the topic. In this example, you just click on the arrow to select a drop-down menu of the different choices. So now we've got to the results slide. You can review the quiz if you got any wrong, print out your results, or retry the quiz. Articulate is delivered through Moodle, and Moodle has to be delivered using a computer. Unfortunately, it isn't really possible to access it using an iPad or a smartphone, not very well anyway. Sometimes you'll see an assessor using an iPad to deliver a course, but that's different because it's coming from a different source. Because Articulates are being used to assess your learning, it has to come through Moodle so that we can keep a record of the learning that you've accomplished. So for that reason, unfortunately, at the moment it isn't possible to access our Articulate using Moodle and keep a check of the work that you've done.